afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Delta Entertainment. I am your host, Liquid Kenobi. And before we get started, guys, please hit that like button and please subscribe to my channel. Would appreciate that very, very much. All right, let's get into this. Fantastic Four star Lauren Gruffudd on why a third movie didn't happen, the Cut the Wolverine scene, and the MCU return. So, Lauren Gruffudd, who starred as Mr. Fantastic in the original Fantastic Four movie, and the Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. It also starred Jessica Alba, Michael Chiklis, and Chris Evans, bro. And let me tell you, those were my favorites. They were pretty good movies. It didn't make good money in the box office, I will say that, but they were good stories. Short, but good movies, And I really liked this. Now, when Deadpool Wolverine came around, I saw Chris Evans returning as Human Torch. I thought maybe for once we would see another actor come back portraying their roles, and we did. We saw Wesley Snipes portraying his role as Blade. We saw Jennifer Garner as Elektra, and then of course we got Channing Tatum, who made a role appearance as Gambit, who he wanted to always play during the time of Marvel coming in. There was rumors that Channing Tatum would play good as Gambit. We've always wanted to see him, and he did a good job as Gambit. It was pretty good, and I was impressed. But of course, we never got to see any of the other Fantastic Four actors in there. So he did do an interview on what's going on with the MCU. So let's read this article here. Welsh actor Lauren Gruffudd first played Reed Richards in 2005's Fantastic Four and later reprised the role in 2007's Fantastic Four: The Rise of the Silver Surfer. His take on Mr. Fantastic remains well liked among fans, though Gruffudd has yet to return in the blockbuster realm. So when the movie Fantastic Four: The First Steps came out, the actors Gruffudd, Jessica Alba, Michael Chiklis, and Chris Evans was mentioned. And they were thinking if maybe, just maybe, we could see them in their roles again in the Avengers Doomsday. It would be great. But, of course, their casting was not announced in the film. But who knows, man? Who knows? So, Vulture recently spoke with Gruffudd in a piece that takes deep dive into his role in the Fantastic Four movies. It's well worth to read to learn how he approached playing the character, and the conversation eventually turned into an infamous deleted scene with Mr. Fantastic transforming into Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. I don't know why that didn't make it into the film. Paying homage to the great Hugh Jackman was quite a thrill because I absolutely love him as an actor and his Wolverine. Now they're talking about this right here. This is a cutscene that was in the Fantastic Four. So he was trying to represent Hugh Jackman, which would have been pretty good and funny at first. But instead, what they did was they just when he said, "You want the handsome guy?" Why? So he just dropped his chin and everything to show his big chin look. But he wanted to get the Hugh Jackman in there, bro, and it would have been great. It would have been nice. It would have been nice. So I'm glad this has a chance to exist somewhere. That was a reshoot, and I was in Vancouver on a soundstage, and Jessica was in New York, so we weren't actually together, but we looked perfectly in sync. Asked why a third installment didn't happen, Gruffudd confirmed he and the rest of the cast were on board and ready to shoot the third prequel. However, he remains in the dark about why 20th Century Fox decided against making Fantastic Four 3. The mindset was that we were going to do 3, and I think the second movie was equally successful as first and equally enjoyable for the fans. I particularly loved working with Doug Jones on that movie, who was just a terrific artist and an expert in the field of moment. If you want to witness somebody bringing a character to life, physically he's just untouchable. Now, like I said, dude, now in the second Rise of the Silver Surfer, we didn't get to see Galactus as we did see in the First Steps movie, but all they did was they showed him that he was in a cloud and everything and coming down. But We could have seen more if they would have done that role, but they didn't during that time. So it was a bit disappointing, but it was a good movie. I enjoyed it overall. So there was definitely the sort of momentum, and the plan was to do 3 movies, but these decisions are beyond my control. Despite the largely negative reviews, Fantastic Four made $335 million worldwide on a budget of less than $100. The Rise of the Silver ended up grossing $301.9 million, where on the $130 million budget at the time, those were some pretty solid returns. Yeah, they were pretty good returns. I mean, if they would have made a couple hundred more million, it would have made a real good value. Later, Colin Evans returned as the Human Torch in Deadpool Wolverine, a true delight, described his old co-stars cameo on the iconic sequence. I was laughing out loud and just overjoyed by it, and it's a beautiful homage to what Chris did as Johnny. Yes, he is beloved as Captain America, but he's also beloved as Johnny Storm. Within that mind, could we see him back at the blue spandex as Mr. Fantastic variant? I'm not in the new movie. Fans are convinced that I'm going to be in a particular aspect of this universe that hasn't been written of or filmed yet. But this idea of people showing up has been introduced. Like Chris in Deadpool, or I think Mr. Fantastic appeared in the guise of John Krasinski at one point. So no, I haven't been approached to reprise Mr. Fantastic, but you never know. If Marvel Studio plans to include the Interdimensional Council of Reeds in Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, then there's a good chance we will see Gruffudd as Mr. Fantastic again. After all, someone needs to don the Maker's helmet. Yeah, man, I mean, it would be disappointing if they do bring the Council of Reeds back, and they bring John Krasinski, of course Pedro Pascal. If they don't bring Lauren Gruffudd back, this will piss off the fans very badly. I mean, very badly. And like I said, I like Lauren Gruffudd. He played a good role. He's done some good roles, especially playing Lancelot in the Clive Owen's King Arthur version, and it was pretty good. And I do hope he does come back, because if Chris Evans can reprise his role as Johnny Storm and everything, I'm sure Marvel will not miss the opportunity of bringing him back as Reed Richards if they do bring the Council of Reeds. So we'll see. We shall see. So you guys let me know in the comments, what do you guys think of this? So please, by all means, share this video, post a comment below, let me know your thoughts. And as always, thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being part of the channel. And I hope to see you guys until next time. Bye, everyone.